So I have this realization on the idea of sacrifice. And I think it comes from the fact that people always think that in order to get something, in order to achieve or reach success, or to reach a level of benefit from an event or an experience, that a sacrifice or being able to sacrifice something has to be big, it has to be impactful, it has to be grand. But that's where the problem is, because when people talk to me about, you know, karma, the idea of karma, that in order to get something good or in order to receive good, you have to be good. And people tend to over exaggerate these things, that in order to reach a life of success, a life of goodness, we have to sacrifice something big. We have to do all of these radical, all of these high energy things just so that we can get something good in return. And over the past few weeks, while I've been working on my startup, while I've been working on building the abundance mindset, I've learned that making sacrifices, giving back to this world, to the universe that we live in, these sacrifices don't have to be as big as you think they should be. There's so many ways that we can make a sacrifice and, in a way, give back to the world. And I'm not talking about the world as in people, but the universe, the very essence of reality, of being, the very essence of energy that we are surrounding ourselves with. As simple as waking up earlier than what you normally would, so that you could get more things done, so that you could start your day early, so that you could work out early, so that you could eat better, so that you could sleep better at the end of the day. That's a sacrifice that I think could change the way that you think and could change the way that you view reality as it is. And why is that? Because it's a butterfly effect. You consistently build these small, mundane sacrifices. Eventually, it's going to get back to you in a good way. For the past few weeks, I've been learning to, or at least trying to wake up earlier. Why? It's not just so that I could spend more time doing something, but it's so that I could build a routine or a discipline for myself. I wake up earlier, I'm making the sacrifice of comfortability, of just sleeping in, because I don't have a job technically. I'm just building a startup. I don't have to go to school anymore. I've graduated. I could sleep in. It's raining. You could probably hear it right now. It's a very cozy weather that when you hear the rain as you wake up, you just want to go back to sleep. So I'm trying to make that sacrifice. Number two, I'm trying to cook instead of just relying on dishes or instant food. That's a sacrifice because it creates an inconvenience in my life. However, I know that it has a good benefit, which is health. Number three, choosing to work out in the morning. When you wake up, we feel very groggy, tired. We feel as if we just want to go on our phones or on our laptops and watch Netflix or YouTube while eating breakfast. But no, I learned, or at least I'm trying to, be more consistent with the way that I work out. Trying to start it in the day because it builds that energy, it builds that discipline and consistency that you can use as good energy, as good motivation to carry out your day, to bring that level of productivity for the next few hours of the day that you're working, that you're trying to do something good, that you're trying to reach success. What else? Number four, making the sacrifice of using your phone less. And I think this one's the hardest because we've been so attached to our phones that we forget the very notion that we were never meant or built to look at our screens the entire day. I come from tech. I'm working in tech, I'm building a startup, I'm the developer, but as much as I use my laptop or my phone, it's tiring and it's very life draining because you lose what seems to be seconds but are actually long minutes or hours of your time just being on your phone doing something unproductive, scrolling through TikTok or IG or YouTube, and forgetting that time's actually passing. But it's comfortable, it's meant to be entertaining, but it's the sacrifice of choosing to use it less, whether deliberately, meaning actually downloading an app or limiting screen time, or just through intention, meaning, okay, I've looked through enough, I know that I've already done enough in terms of scrolling. Now it's time to put it down and get back to what I need to do. And I guess another sacrifice that may not be so obvious is trying to be closer to my spirituality. I downloaded the Bible app because I am trying to allocate just a very small amount of time each day reading things from the Bible that could help me become a better person. And that means reading the source of truth, where every self help book honestly comes from: wisdom, integrity, patience, kindness, humility, generosity. So many values and skills that we need in our life. Everything comes from the Bible. And so I think that it's so important to have this in our lives. And while it may seem like a small sacrifice, I don't know, spending what, 5 minutes a day just reading one chapter or a few verses, compounding it means a lot and it could bring something important, something of good energy to you. And so again, I think that the idea of sacrifice should not be big or should not just be big or grand or impactful. It can be small sacrifices, things that seem, I guess, meaningless to some, but actually has a benefit in the long run. A sacrifice of just spending a few minutes can compound, can have that butterfly effect of maybe changing your life in the next few months or in the next few years. And having that patience to be willing to do those small sacrifices, I'd say it's one of the most worth it things that you can do. So be open and be willing to make those small sacrifices. Thank you.